let's talk about our favorite monster, Frankenstein. You thought I messed up there for a minute, didn't you? You thought I didn't know my facts and was really calling the creature Frankenstein. I know it's the doctor. Let's talk about the monster, Frankenstein. There's been so many iterations of Frankenstein, and now we have another one by Guillermo Del Toro. To be honest, I have never watched a classic Frankenstein film.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
You're putting me on.
Or I, Frankenstein, that garbage one from the, mid-2000s. I haven't seen it. Just looked like garbage. So when I found out Guillermo Del Toro had made a Frankenstein movie on Netflix, I wanted to give it a shot. And let me just tell you, I love that creature. And I hate that Frankenstein. We have a great supporting cast in this film. Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi as the creature, Mia Goth as Elizabeth, and Christopher Waltz as a guy whose name I forgot, but a rich man. As far as the premise goes, I think most of us know the story. We've got a genius scientist, wants to see if he can create life. He does, doesn't know how to control it, kind of blows up in his face. There you go. You don't even need to see the movie now. No, definitely still watch it. So I was expecting something pretty silly, but fun, maybe fairly campy, but what I got was the opposite. It was deep, it makes you think, makes you question what is life, and also a bunch of other issues like loneliness, depression, abuse, mental health, love, blah, 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 blah. So first off, the real monster, Victor Frankenstein. Now this guy is literally a mad scientist. I mean, there's a scene in the movie where he's so into his work, there's just cadavers everywhere, because that's not really a spoiler. Frankenstein is made from other body parts of the dead, and he's just pushing through all these blood and guts, his equipment, and just going to town. Didn't have time to clean up, and I get he's in a rush, but definitely a little mad. So my best advice to all of you is, if you know any Victor Frankensteins in your life, don't give them a puppy. And this is what Victor does. He makes a creation, and it's successful, except even though he was a mad scientist because of his obsession and his addiction to seeing if he could create life, he becomes a mad scientist in another way because it didn't end up perfect like he wanted, or so he thought. He gets angry, he gets literally mad. In essence, he becomes his father, which when you see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that was something he never wanted to be. But Oscar Isaac performs this fantastically. He sells the mad scientist vibe. He makes you dislike him. You just want to wring him by his neck. And he makes you feel so bad for our other monster, the better monster, the creature. When I saw that Jacob Elordi was playing this, I had my hesitations. He's the pretty boy and seems a little skinny. I'm like, how are they going to make this guy look like a monster? Well, shout out to the makeup department and everyone else who helped. He looked fantastic. And the guy's like 6'4". I had no idea. So he already looks like a giant. But the thing he did the best wasn't the visuals, wasn't his size. His acting made you feel for the creature. He comes out so innocent, like New Life would. And Victor Frankenstein can't understand that. So I liked how it showed, and it's sad, but the pattern of abuse. The creature is abused. He's a letdown. But we see him grow. We see him gain intelligence. We see him feel happy and sad. It's like seeing a new life, like a new baby growing up, but a lot quicker. And eventually we see the rage, and he portrays that scary monster vibe. I mean, this is rated R for a reason, and it's because of the brutality. The creature, when he's raging, he like turns into Wolverine at times and just head detached, going sideways. But it also balances out that brutality with seeing his innocence and that he's just learning. One thing I didn't like about the creature was the dude's got one nipple. Come on, Dr. Frankenstein. You couldn't give him a matching set. I just didn't really like looking at the whole, not that I'm looking there all the time.
You sure about that?
It just looks off. Just like a flat piece and then a nipple. I guess the nipple for a man doesn't really add much value, but come on. Make him proportionate. You're a genius. Something else that's really strong about this movie is, like I said, it really made me consider what is life. I mean, nowadays there's a lot of conversations going on because of AI, movies like The Matrix, or the newest one, The Creator. That one's so good, 2 years old. But they make you question, I'm alive, I have a soul, but AI doesn't have a soul. Or in this case, Frankenstein's monster, the creature, how can he have a soul? He's just a creation. But we see him acting as though he has a soul. We see him and that he's living and that he's breathing, that he deserves love, which is all he wants. At one point, the creature literally says something about having so much pain and not being able to end it. And that was a powerful line. He's in agony, but he can't even kill himself because he can't die. I was concerned when I was watching this, when there's only 40 minutes left. I'm like, they have a lot to wrap up in 40 minutes. I mean, I don't know how they're going to get from A to Z, but I shouldn't have doubted you, Del Toro, because you did great. It escalated, but finished off in a super emotional, powerful way. And they teach a lot about forgiveness, which, yeah, sometimes I'm like, how can you forgive someone just like that right after you're trying to kill them? But that's kind of how forgiveness works. It doesn't always take decades and years. It can just take a moment to set someone free and to free yourself. Man, I've learned a lot from The Creature. The one thing I didn't care for was the whole role between The Creature and Elizabeth. He's intrigued by her, he cares for her, she cares for him. But this is based off like 5 minutes of screen time, if that. But with that 5 minutes, yes, they did do a good job, and I liked what they did. But I think we should have had like 20 minutes, maybe even more, to really develop a true friendship and relationship, not just like a I see you. They should have just dived a little deeper so certain events in the movie hit the heart a little more. But needless to say, that definitely didn't bring the movie down. It definitely didn't affect how much I liked it. I definitely think this is a great movie for anyone to watch, as long as you don't mind a little brutality, violence, and heartache. This was one of the better movies of the year, though. Anyways, thanks for watching. What movies are you excited for that are coming out? And as always, come join me in the bathroom anytime.